Hi, in this video I go over a few questions that you guys have on the XYZ chapter 1 forum. The first one is question 1.4, sorry, section 1.4, question 9. Okay, so we are asked to find the value of the width. Let's just go to exact question 9 on section 1.4 and see how it go here. So 1.4 question 9, which is right here. Okay, so let me just copy the question to Word, and then we can work from here. Okay, so the length of a rectangle is 5 times the width. We know the length is 5 times the width. If the perimeter is to be less than 180 meters, what are the possible values for the width? Okay, so we let the width to be W to be the width. So the width to be W, the length, I call that to be L. We know that the length is 5 times the width. So the length is L equal 5 times multiply. Times mean multiply the width, which is W. So this is the formula that we got from the problem. Now, if the perimeter is to be less than 180, remember this is a rectangle, so we have the width here, W, this is the length L. The same thing here, this is W, this is the length L. Now the perimeter, the formula for perimeter is P equal 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. We want the perimeter to is to be less than 180. So this whole quantity here is less than 180. They ask you what are the possible values for the width, which is W. Okay, that means you want everything should be in term W because you are solving for W, the width. Now we know that from the first statement here, L is equal to 5 times W. So from here, I can substitute for L to be 5 multiplied by W. So anywhere I see L, that becomes 5W. And plus 2W, still, that is the requirement to be less than 180. Now combine like term, 2 times 5, 10W, plus 2W less than 180. We can combine like term, 10 plus 2, that is 12. 12W less than 180. So now you just want to solve for W because you are asked what are the possible values for the width. So to solve for W, I go ahead and divide by 12 on both sides because I want to cancel the 12 here. And after I divide by 12, the right side we also divide by 12, and 180 divided by 12, that gives me 15. We are dividing by a positive value, so we don't change the side. It's just still the greater than sign. So W has to be less than 15. So as long as the value of the width is less than 15, the perimeter should be less than 180. Okay, so let's go back to here. So they ask you what are the possible values for the width. We're gonna answer W less than 15. And okay, that should be the answer. Submit it. Oh, they ask you let me see what are possible value for the width. Okay, enter your answer using inequality notation example. W is less than 3. Use a combination of the intervals. Okay, So in this case, we also have another condition here. It has to be bigger than 0. And let's submit it again. And yes, and why this is the correct answer? We forgot the fact that the W, the width, this is the distance, so it has to be bigger than 0. You cannot have something that is negative for the distance or the units of a measurement. You cannot have a negative value, or you cannot have the width to be 0. That doesn't make sense. 0, that means nothing. So at least it is bigger than 0, but it's less than 15. So be careful. This is the application of the real world problem. So we need to consider that the fact that the width cannot be 0 or negative. So it's greater than 0 and it's less than 15. Okay, so that's the first question I got from one person. The next one is still 1.4. Question 10 and then 13. So 10. Okay. The numerical values of the three sides of a triangle are given by 3 consecutive even integers. If the perimeter is less than or equal to 12 inches, what are the possibilities of the shortest size? UN as the shortest size. Okay, let's copy this one, and then I'll do it in this here. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it here. We know that in this case, we are given a triangle, the three sides of a triangle. So let's draw the triangle. Okay, let's draw the triangle. Right. So the numerical values of a three-side triangle are given by 3 consecutive even integers. So what does that mean when the problem is saying that this is a consecutive even integers? Consecutive, that means they are next to each other, and even means we only take the even number. For example, if I have number 2, the next consecutive integer, even integer, should be 4, because we don't take number 3. 3 is the odd number, so we take 4. And then the next one should be 6. So 2, 4, 6, they are 3 consecutive even integers in this case. If I have, if I start with 6, then 6, 8, and then 10. This is, again, 6 is the even integers. And 6, 8, 10, they are 3 consecutive even integers. Now, we are asked to find 3 even integers. And we don't know the value of them, right? And we use that n as the shortest side. So imagine that we have these 3 sides. So I let it look like that the base here is the shortest side. So I let that to be n. So the next one, because every even integers is 2 units apart from each other. 6 go to 8, 2 units. 8 go to 10, another 2 more units. So if I have n as the shortest side, the next one, let's say this one, I don't know the value, but I know that it should be n plus 2, because 2 more larger than the shortest side. And then imagine that this is the remaining side, or the larger side, so which has 2 more units bigger than this right side. So that means n plus 4, because we have n plus 2, add 2 more, give me n plus 4. So after we label everything here, we are able to go to the next statement. If the perimeter is less than or equal to 12 inches, remember the perimeter of the triangle. Again, the perimeter is just the distance surrounds the object, right? So we add all of them together, n, the first side, plus 2, n plus 2, the second side, plus n plus 4, the last side. And now just simplify it. N plus 2 plus n plus 4. This is again the perimeter. 1n, 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 we have 3n. 2 plus 4, that is plus 6. So this is again still the perimeter. Now you want the perimeter is less than or equal, so less than or equal to 12 inches. So 12 inches right here. Okay, so after that, you're gonna solve for n. So n, I'm gonna subtract 6 on both sides because I want to isolate the n on the left side. So that gives me 3n. 12 minus 6 give me plus 6. And then solve for n, I divide by 3 on both sides. So divide by 3, that gives me 2. So n is less than or equal to 2. So n is less than or equal to 2. Again, you cannot have n to be 0 because number 2 is already an even number. So let's say if we take number 2 as the shorter side. Now n is less than that, less than number 2. That means the only even number which is less than 2 is 0. And then minus 2 and so on. But we cannot get a negative value because again this is the measurement of the side of a triangle. And the shorter side cannot be 0 either because it just has 0 measurement or nothing. That doesn't make sense. So in this case, in fact, the only value we can have for n is just number 2 because we can get less than or equal to 2, but there's no way we can have any value less than 2. So we can just pick 2 for n. So if this is 2, then 2 add to 2, this side should be 4. And then this side, 2 plus 4, so it should be 6. So again, we have 2, 4, 6 are the 3 numerical values of the size. Now that means the A is the... Okay, let me go back to the question. What's the A again? The numerical value of the 3 side is less than 12. What are possible? Okay. And okay, and okay, yeah, A means number 2 in this case because we have n is less than or equal to 2. So which means this case, right? The last case. N less than or equal to 2. But again, you have to be bigger than 0 because this is the measurement for a triangle, and you cannot get the measurement, the units of something to be 0. So it has to be bigger than 0 and less than or equal to 2. So A in this case is 2 because it has to be 2 in order to match our results right here. So A is 2 and less than or equal to A, which is the last option. So 2 and the last option. Submit. Okay, next question. 1.4 question 13. Copy this one to the Word document and then we can work from there. Okay, so the pay for a mathematics major graduating from college is given by this formula. So that's the pay. If you are a math major after graduating from college, then you pay by this formula, where T represents the years work after college. So let's say at the year of 0, the first year, right after you just finished the degree, that means you don't have any T experience. I mean, it should be T of 0, 0 times that is 0, and then add to 49,400. So it's equal to $49,400 for the first year, like right after you finish the degree. And now they ask you, how many years would a math major student expect to work to be earning at least 100,000 per year? Okay, so this is the formula for the pay. Now you want the pay to be at least. At least mean, okay, let's rewrite the pay. The pay formula is 49,400 plus 2,500 T. You want the whole pay. At least that means greater than or equal. At least means we include that value. So bigger than or equal to $100,000. And you want how long, how many years for that? Or in this case, you just solve for T because T is the time in year. Now I go ahead and I subtract 49,400 on both sides because I'm trying to solve for T. So that is gone. 100K, 1000 minus 49,400 on the right side. That should give me $50,600, and then again 2500T. And in this case, you want to solve for the timing, so I just want to take away the 2500 here, 20 only, and then divide the same thing 2500. That is gone. So dividing by 2500 on the right side give me 20.24. That means the timing required for you to work at least 20 years, 0.24, in order to earn $100,000 at least. Now they want us to route to one decimal place, or 20 point. We'll only route the first decimal place here, so number 2, because the one after that is number 4. Number 4 is less than 5, so we don't route it up. We just keep it at 20.2 for T. Okay. So at least this month of year, 20.2. Okay, 20.2. And the pay for a government major graduating from college is given by this formula. So another formula, slightly different. How many years would a government major expect to work to earn at least the same amount as the math major? That means how many years would a government major expect to work to earn at least the same amount as the mathematics major? So you want the two pay to be equal, right? You want this pay, this is the pay for a government job, and you want this pay to earn, this is the money, this is the pay, which is the money. You want this guy here to earn at least the same amount with the math major. That means you set this equation here to be, this expression here to be bigger than or equal to this guy, because you want at least, right? At least that. So let's go down here. 4,600 plus 4,600 plus 2,750 T this is the pay for a government job, and you want that to be at least or equal to, at least means there's an equal sign for 100 plus 2500t. So this is the amount, this is the pay for the government job pay, right? And this is for mathematics. Now you want at least to be bigger than this guy. So well, we set them to be bigger than or equal to, and then now you just have to solve for the timing. Just solve for the timing. Now to solve for the timing, I subtract the t here on both sides because I don't want us to see the t on the right hand side. So 2750 minus 2500 give me 250 right here, and then I still have 4600, 49 400, and then we subtract 4600 here, 4600 here. We got 250t bigger than or equal to 49400 minus 4600. That's give me 8800. And then to solve for t, I have to divide by 250 on both sides. T divided by that, divide by 250, so 35.2. So you have to work at least 35.2 years for the government jobs in order to get the pay to be equal to the pay for the math jobs. So 35.2 years later, and we already had that in just one decimal place, so 35.2. Alright, cool. So correct. Let's do the next one. So 1.4, 10, 13, we are good. Next one is 1.5, 12, and 19. So 1.5, 12. Okay. Alright, let's do this problem. Let me copy this guy here. And then to something is wrong here. Okay, let me redo it. Okay, let me redo it here. Oh, that's weird. For some reason I couldn't copy that. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with the screen here. Okay, let's just do it directly from here. Okay, so we are given the set A, the set B, and then the set C. So A is given as 0, 2, 4, 6. B is given at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and C is given as 1, 3, 5, 7. Now they ask you to find C union with A intersection with B. Okay. Again, this is a reminder. This is the unions. This is the intersection. Okay, now when we do the we find a set here, we see that there's a unions, there's a parenthesis here. So again, it's similar to algebra. We always take care of stuff inside the parenthesis or the brackets first. So let's just take care of stuff inside here. A U intersection would be. So A intersection would be. The intersection means we find the common terms on both sides. Between A and B, we see that the intersection means the one that are that happens in A and also in B. So let's look at the set A. We have 0, 2, 4, 6. Let's look at the set B. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what are the terms that are in A and also in B? We can see that 2 and 4 and 2 and 4, they are in both A and B. So is A, 2 and 4 are the set for A intersection with B. So we have 2 and 4 because 2 and 4 are here and 2 and 4 are here. So that is good. So now you just want to get C union with 2 and 4, right? So the union means we include everything in both sets. Set C and then 2 and 4. Set C, so we just combine them all together. We stack from the smallest value. 1, 2, and then 3, and then next one is 4, and then 5, and then 7. So it is everything inside C and everything inside this one, which is 2 and 4. We just combine them together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, the next one, 1.5, 12, and 19. Is it 12? 19 is here. Solve the following continued inequalities and use both a line graph and interval notation to write each solution set. Okay, let's try to solve this one. So this is the inequality 2 less than 1 over 3t plus 5 less than 5. Okay, how do I solve this one? Okay, there's a problem with the screen. Okay, so to solve for this one means we are trying to solve for t in the middle. So again, we see the fraction here. We don't want to deal with the fraction. So all I do is I multiply the whole quantity by 3. Make sure you multiply the 3 and 3 here as well. So when you multiply 3, make sure we do the distribution to each of the term here. 3 to the first term is gone. You have only t. 3 times 5, that is 15. 5 times 3, 15. 3 times 2, 6. You solve for t, so subtract 15 on the 3 sides. It's gone. It's gone. 6 minus 15, that is minus 9. Right? Less than t, and then less than 0. So this is the answer. There's no equal sign, so if you want to write us in the interval notation, we are using the parentheses instead of the bracket. Okay. So this is the interval notation, minus 9 comma and then 0. Let's go back to here. How do I enter the answer? So they use both a line graph and interval notation. So this is the interval notation, which is minus 9 comma 0. Minus 9 comma 0. And you just want to go from -9 okay, -9 and go up to 0. Okay, we see that we don't have the equal sign between -9 and 0. So that means we do not include the point of -9 or 0. If that is the case, we use the open circle, not the solid one. So -9 up to 0, and then use this one to draw. Alright, so -9 and 0. Between that, submit it. Good. The last question I saw here is 1.6 question 10. 1.6 question 10. Okay. So here's the question. Let me go back to okay, I'm able to copy the problem to Word document. Okay, okay, this is the last problem from 1.6. Amtrak's annual passengers revenues for the years 1985 to 1995 is modeled approximately by the formulas given here. R is the annual revenues in millions of dollars, and X is the number of the years after 1980. In what years was the passengers' revenues $722 million? So this is the keyword. This is the revenue. Okay, for some reason my pen is not working. Okay, here. So we know that okay, I'm able to charge now. So you want the revenue equal to $722 million, and the revenue is this function because R represents for the revenue. This is the revenue function of the Amtrak's annual passenger. So all you do now is you just want R to be 722, and so for the years that this happens. Now R is equal to this expression, so let's just set that plus 962 equal to 722. Okay, you want that to be $722 million of dollars. How do I solve for that? How do I solve for the X? Well, we must isolate everything to the right side. So 722 subtract 962, that gives me minus 240 on the right side, and we have that on the left side. And now we are dividing by minus 60 on both sides, right? So 240 minus 60, that is 4, right? Minus 60, that is 4, because 60 times 4 is 240. Minus minus become plus, so 4 equal to the absolute value of minus 11. Now the absolute value means there are two cases. One is the plus, one is the minus. Okay, so the first case, when x minus 11 equal 4, and the second case when x minus 11 equal minus 4, and then so for the time x. So the first case we plus 11 on both sides, So x equal 15, and then we plus also 11 on both sides. So x equal 15 minus 4, 11 minus 4, that is 7. So there are two answers, x equals 7 and x equals 15. Now go back to the problem. X is the numbers of years after 1980. So 7 means 7 years after 1980 means 1987. 7 years after 1980. The next one is 15 years after 1980. So 1980 plus 15, which is 1995. And yes, 1980, 1987, and 1995, they are the years in this range, which is the model for this formula. So 1987 and 1995 are the 2 years when the passenger revenues was $722 million. So 1987 and 1995. Okay, so that's the end of this videos, and I hope that I answer all of your questions that you currently have on the XYZ chapter 1 forum for this week. And as always, thanks for watching.